Think we're live. Soca Sunday, 31st May, 2026. Hey, premature start there. Welcome to the show, everybody. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woman. Yep. You didn't think I was going to let that go, did you?
Soca get your life, soca get your vibe. If Carnival is on, then you not alone. If soca get your life, soca get your vibe. If Carnival is on, well, you not alone. I can't behave myself. I feel for woman and a rum and a woman and a rum and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a rum. All when I jump in with the friends, I can't behave myself. Soon as the music hit there, I can't behave myself. Go on the back and not to end, I can't behave myself. Soon as the music hit there, if soca get your life, soca get your vibe. If Carnival is on, then you not alone. If soca get your life, soca get your vibe. If Carnival is on, well, you not alone. All one thing uncertain, I outside and jamming. Deal with them brutal, I go deal with them brutal. All that talk the talking, them can't tell me nothing. I go deal with them, deal with them. I come to defend the things stand for man boys. I know my ancestors go support my choice, but I sure this music is more than noise.
All right, y'all. You know what it is. Your boy C.I.P. can't behave himself. To get started, in a similar vein as last week, nothing is true and everything is permitted. We have a choice. And today the choice is fat, of course. But we are not slaves. We are permitted to learn. We are permitted to seek knowledge and evolve. The world around us is not the absolute reality. Our realities are what we choose to explore. And when we limit ourselves, those choices are our own responsibilities. Choose wisely, my friends. All right, Soca Sunday for today. A little bit of carnival history, a little bit of entertainment and culture, the voice of the people. What the people are talking about. Maybe a little bit of romance. Age of dating. Then we're going to get into a little bit of update from the police forces and the security on the island. And of course, the main event. What are our carnival contestants up to? Let's not forget what they're up to. They're going to be kicking off carnival season. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we choose to navigate these winding roads of life, never forget your pride and where you come from.
Islands, c'est incroyable.
I need my Lucians to stand up. Diaspora, assemble. Never a more proud moment than when you have these beautiful 9 ladies in front of you, representing your nation. Lucians, let's go.
dollars, feel the love. I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it. Proud of it, proud of it. It don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic beacon standing tall, they're guiding me back home. Raise your flags, the skies above. I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it. Proud of it. So I could go up forever day to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, to the place I love. No other island in the sun could ever replace you in my heart. And if I ever plan to leave, I go tell you from the start. To my land of birth, to the place I love. Put up your hand and sing out the song. I am a down proud Lucian. Represent the land where you
That's right, Lucians. Stand up proud. All right, we got a 5-minute montage. I'll see everybody on the other side.
moving forward all together. We are strong, for we are one. We can't deny this heritage. We wanted to.
No más pobres, averaging a peak to peak, I think.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been legit. If I was you, I would cut up my wrist.
I love scuba diving, but free diving is a whole different ball game. One breath and everything goes quiet. No tanks, no noise, just you and the ocean. Now, it's not just about going deep. It's about slowing down, controlling your body, letting go of everything on the surface. When you're down there, you're not chasing anything. You become a part of it. And once you feel that, you'll never look at the ocean the same again.
Me da vergüenza que sepan que aún te sigo amando, aunque yo sé que merezco algo mejor.
Ou pas Katan, écoutez ça. My girl, tout le monde. My girl fait ça. My girl fait ça. My girl fait ça. Ou ça me cap aller pas toi. My girl, won't you come closer? We was raising hands, but we flex the Creole flavor. Ou ça me cap aller pas toi. My girl, won't you come closer? We was raising the hands, but we flex the Creole flavor. What's been hard, my girl? Carnival time to wine, my girl. You be working Monday to Sunday, so it's time you free up, my girl. Oh God, just walk. Make the bam bam rock. Make the bam bam rock. Then make that bam bam tick tock like a clock.
They're eating the dog.
Night till morning we eating cat, no pork this Christmas.
Hello?
The cat, KFC, do not give me that. All I want is the kitty cat. Steam the cat, I go and steam it. Steam the cat, I go and steam it. Steam the cat, I go and steam it.
I said this is a ladies' party, right?
No kai mete kai la otla kai veyo. Moi pas kai mati ba mani bo fam derrière moi. Mais c'est pas puis yo me ka sorti comme bien. Jada ola ça va aimer on balance.
Yeah.
Mais pour commencer tu me fais confiance. Oui.
I see a girl inside the corner. Pussy. Wine girl bend. Type old girl then. Bad man chill out. Bad man chill out. Bad man chill out. Understood. When girl good, the pussy top tier, she the wine pan hood. When girl good.
Real bad man.
If you have a Caribbean parent, you may be entitled to compensation. I am Dr. Campbell for WRGO TV. Stay with us. If you've ever been hit by a slipper that defied physics, publicly shamed in front of your little friends, or told, stop crying or I will give you something to cry for, immediately after being given something to cry for, you may be entitled to financial, emotional, and generational compensation. Victims will also receive a free bottle of Healing Bush tea and a laminated apology that reads, sorry you're born under my roof. Join us tomorrow for more very serious news. And as always, please verify these stories, as we have not.
You a goddess. Some would I say you're the baddest. I would I say you're the best. Yeah, real, some would say it to my chest.
Yes, I'm a goddess. Yes, I know you have to try your hardest. What are you doing? In a times like these, when things are wrong, pack up and leave.
First class, top shelf. Good girl with your bad self. Been a pre style for a minute. Picture my life with you in it. Fact is, me love how you switch your roles like an actress. From stage to your youth, choir practice. Touch your road, sports mode, yeah, you're active. You're so attractive.
Sensational.
May your heart find peace anywhere you come from. Coulda up, you coulda down. Blessings on my nation.
What we tell them they pot more?
Let's go. Sakafet salutation. Salute, my beautiful people. What's good? Welcome to Soca Sunday. I hope you enjoyed that montage. Denry segment. We got them in the background. Who we got out here? All of a sudden, everybody just showed up. I'm so glad to see y'all. Be sure to hit that like on your arrival. Mike Love, Black Couch, Reaper. Uh-oh, not the producer. Mr. All My Hoes demonetized. Derek Gaines, I see you. Pooh Man, moderator extraordinaire, bro. Thank you so much for dropping all the links. Nightbot should be picking it up from here. Nightbot, you better be acting right. Nightbot better be acting right. All right. With that out the way, we got to get the proper greetings in place here, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're here for a reason, and
God, don't make no mistakes. You ain't said nothing slick to a can of oil.
Thank you, and I thank the good people of Nepal. You don't even know what you did, but you're brilliant anyway, because the brilliance is the best brilliance is brilliance born not from someone ignorant.
JP, Mr. All My Hoes demonetized, thank you so much for what you have done for Soca Sundays for 2026, sir.
More money, yeah. More dollar bill. More money, yeah. More dollar bill. More money, yeah. More dollar bill.
And Nightbot is botting. Thank you, Nightbot. Let's see. All right, y'all. What we got lined up? A little bit of everything for the day. We're going to start off with some IG. We're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with some IG. Reminders, y'all. We need the reminders. All right. So where are we at? Carnival season. When Carnival season kicks off, which really it already has. May, June, July. All right. We are just now entering June. 13th, starting with parties. The 27th, the 14th, the 21st, the 28th, Bacchanal Beach parties throughout the month. And these are the private events. So you got to get in with the private tickets for the private events. All right, July. That is when it all kicks off. That's when it all starts happening. So you can see here, starting July 4th, we got Pick Your Poison event. We got Bacchanal Beaches are still continuing in the 5th. water wars on the 11th. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. By the time you hit about the 19th, you can expect non-stop parties. The 18th, 19th, you can see it here. This is 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. Just insane party after party. You wake up, you can go to a fete. These are all optional, right? Because you got to come out of pocket for everything. Everything's a special event. So, with that in mind, throughout the entire month of July, if you get your good 2 weeks in on the island, you are guaranteed to have a great time. Now, the Carnival St. Lucia, the Board of Tourism, and there are a couple other sites like Eventbrite where you can catch the tickets to these events. I saw some people in the comments were also looking for the links to get to these events. But yeah, hit your boy C.I.P. up if you can't find out where you need to go. Otherwise, it's all season long. There are events. This is wild, y'all. Now, sadly, I won't be attending Carnival this year, but I do have some great things lined up for myself. I'm working on some other personal special projects, so I'm excited about that. So even though it's not the fete, it's not the party, and I'm not getting mangoes. It's mango season on the island, and I'm not getting a mango. Even though it's not happening. It's okay. It's okay. In due time. And it's quite likely around October. I got a cousin I got to talk to around October. I may be heading down there, so let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, y'all. So, a little bit of history. All right, we're going to go back into time. We're going to start from the very beginning, but we're leaving St. Lucia for just a moment. We're going to stop off in Trinidad. Why? Your boy CIP has mentioned this before. You have Trinidad on one end of the archipelago. You have Jamaica at the north side of the archipelago. And as far as it comes to the depth of the culture and the history and the colonization and the uprising, everything that took place between those two islands, there is almost a filtering of culture between them like a spider web through the colonial era, north and south, that feeds the culture of all the other islands. Now, we are all independent in our own, with our cultures, but there is an untapped richness in those two islands. I feel, this is just CIP's opinion, don't come for CIP, but we're going to go talk about Trinidad for just a brief second. Carnival's in mind, right? This is Carnival season, so let's get into Trinidad and a little bit of history about where Carnival started, where it all started, where the resilience and where the uprising birthed this celebration. All right, let's go.
And an act of defiance so quiet, so joyful.
I'm going to restart this here.
Origin before Notting Hill, before Rio, before Toronto, before Brooklyn, there was a plantation in Trinidad. And an act of defiance so quiet, so joyful that the colonizers never understood what they were watching. In the late 1700s, French plantation owners in Trinidad helped elaborate pre-Lenten masquerade balls, elaborate costumes, music, dancing, a farewell to the flesh before Lent. While the elite celebrated indoors, enslaved Africans were excluded entirely, so they built their own celebration outside the plantation gates. Enslaved Africans staged their own parallel carnivals, using their own rituals and folklore, imitating and mocking their masters' masquerade balls. They covered themselves in mud and ashes. They drummed, they danced, they kept their culture alive in the only space they were allowed to occupy. The darkness outside the party they were banned from attending. They used calypso to mock the slave masters and communicate with each other. Stripped of all connections to their homeland and family and not allowed to talk to each other. They used music to speak. This became canboulé. The word comes from the French can brûlés, meaning burnt cane. It was a nighttime harvest festival characterized by drums, singing, dancing, chanting, and stick fighting. A celebration of survival, born in chains, built from nothing. When slavery was abolished in 1838, they took Carnival back from the colonizers permanently. Freed Africans poured their artistry and energy into Carnival, transforming it into a powerful expression of freedom. They moved it into the streets. They made it louder. They made it theirs. The colonial government panicked. In 1881, the colonial authorities passed laws banning African drums, an essential part of the carnival festivities. Police raided homes and confiscated drums. The people took to the streets in response. Can brûlé riots erupted across Port of Spain, San Fernando, and Princestown. Many were injured, some were killed. The colonial authorities eventually backed down. The drums came back, but the people didn't stop there. Out of the restrictions on African music came one of the most extraordinary acts of cultural invention in history, the steel pan, the only acoustic instrument invented in the 20th century. Created by Trinidadian yards from discarded oil drums after the British banned African percussion. They banned the drums, so the people built new ones from the colonial master's own oil barrels and made them sound like nothing the world had ever heard. Meanwhile, in Brazil, enslaved Africans from the Congo and Angola gathered in secret. On rare Sundays, they weren't forced to labor. Led by Bahamian priestesses, they sang, danced, and played music in circles. Their European enslavers considered it vulgar and banned it. The enslaved communities did it anyway. The circle became Samba de Roda, the foundation of everything that would eventually become the Rio Carnival. Samba originated with African slaves, almost synonymous with Brazil. More than 50% of Brazil's population is black or mixed race, and their ancestors built the very culture the whole world now celebrates. Every time they tried to silence it, something new was born. Banned from the party, they built a better one. Banned from the drums, they invented a whole new instrument. Banned from the streets, they followed them anyway. Carnival performers rebelled against the dehumanizing violence of slavery. Colonizers lacked the insider knowledge necessary to fully understand or participate in it. Carnival not only excluded the colonizers and refused their authority, it mocked their claims to power right in front of their faces. They built the greatest celebration on earth from the ashes of slavery. So why does the world enjoy the party without knowing the people who built it? As always, be sure to follow for part 3. The origin before Notting Hill.
Let's go, y'all. Just a brief insight into the beginnings of the revolution before everything that we know. This was the beginnings. So let's go one step further. Let's see what happened in Notting Hill. Let's see how that started after World War II, because there is the Windrush, the Caribbeans that went to the UK to help them rebuild. So let's see what that part of our diaspora experienced. All right, let's restart this one. 1 second. Reaper, leave my messages alone.
People flood the streets of West London. Steel bands, mass costumes, jerk chicken, sound systems shaking the pavement. The largest street festival in Europe. Most people think it's just a party. It was born from a massacre. Between 1948 and 1971, thousands of people arrived in Britain from the Caribbean to help rebuild the country after the Second World War. The British government invited them. Britain needed them. Many settled in Notting Hill and North Kensington. What they found when they got there was a Britain that invited them to work, but not to exist. A group of white working-class youth known as the Teddy Boys were openly hostile to the black newcomers. Their voices were amplified by right-wing political groups. Oswald Mosley, founder of the British Union of Fascists, held rallies in West London with one message: keep Britain white. In August 1958, racially motivated violence on black Londoners escalated throughout the summer. On 29th of August, a mob of white nationalists marched on Bramley Road and attacked the homes of West Indian residents. The riots continued every night until 5th September. Police largely stood by. The government did nothing. Then in May 1959, Kelso Cochran, a 32-year-old Antiguan-born carpenter and aspiring lawyer, was murdered in a racially motivated attack by a gang of white men in Notting Hill while walking home just after midnight. The case was never solved. Over 1,200 people attended his funeral in an act of collective defiance. That is the world that Claudia Jones walked into. Claudia Jones was a Trinidadian-born activist who had been arrested in America for her communist beliefs, suffered a heart attack in prison, and was deported to Britain. She founded Britain's first major black newspaper, the West Indian Gazette, editing it above a barbershop in Brixton. And then 5 months after the riots, she organized the first Caribbean Carnival at St. Pancras Town Hall in January 1959. Steel bands, masqueraders, calypso performers, dancers, a carnival queen competition broadcast on the BBC, a celebration of Caribbean culture as a direct act of defiance against the violence that had been done to her community. Not a party, a protest with music. In 1966, the carnival moved to the streets of Notting Hill. Trinidadian musician Russell Henderson led an impromptu procession through the neighborhood of his steel band. The streets themselves became the stage. In 1976, police clashed violently with carnival goers, using the sus law to stop and search black attendees. The carnival became a battleground again. They tried to shut it down. It kept going every single year. Today, 2 million people attend. Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Busta Rhymes, Stormzy, Wiley, Craig David all performed on a Notting Hill Carnival stage. The world's biggest artists on a stage built by a deported activist above a barbershop in Brixton. Claudia Jones died in 1964. 5 years after she created it, she never saw what it became. She is buried in Highgate Cemetery next to Karl Marx. Britain invited the Windrush generation to rebuild its country, and a black woman from Trinidad responded by building the greatest street party on earth. So what does it say about a country that still barely knows her name? Be sure to click follow for episode 2. Every August bank holiday.
There we go, ladies and gents. A little more of history. Sorry about the echo there. Double checking audio. Another little piece of history, y'all. The things we don't know, the beginnings of the celebrations, not only in the Caribbean that spread so wide, but following World War II, and then the global traditions. Shout out to Claudia Jones. So speaking of pioneers, entertainers, and Carnival in general, some talent from the island. Chezzy's Music. I'm just gonna plug Young Bro and the group. We're gonna go take it back in the time here for just a second. I think y'all will remember. Y'all will remember one thing that our young king participated in recently.
And still fine.
That's your song.
Oh, that's my song, that's my song, that's my song.
Exactly, so this is what we're doing. Back up, back up. Push back. Right? Push back.
All right, got it? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. World Cup.
Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sis. As do I. How you doing, sis? What's good? Yes. So I made the correlation, and I found Chezzy's Music, and here we are with a short that he documented as well. So go check him out. Go check him out. Absolutely magical. Absolutely magical musician. I can't say enough about him. Go check him out. Now, with music in mind, with entertainment in mind, let's get into a side of culture that could be debatable, controversial. There are two sides to every culture. There is always the deeply spiritual. Then there are the more accepting of the worldly ways and the ever-changing face of society, right? So, with that in mind, Denry's segment, one of the leading segments, one of the leading towns, one of the leading areas of the island producing hits, right? There is a debate to be had, vulgarity in our music. So, with that in mind, you are not allowed to be vulgar when performing on stage at public events on the island. Let's hear what they have to say about this. Let's hear what Jamin is saying. Let's get into it. 20, 30 minutes. We're going to listen to what they have to say. Following this, we're going to check out what the folks are saying across the island. And then we're going to dive into the Carnival Queen, the pageant. So we're going to be here this afternoon. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Hit the like, subscribe if you're new. Team Replay, you already know what to do. Leave a comment down below, Diaspora. Correct your boy, C.I.P. Add your own experiences. I love to hear from you. All right, let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Game Changers podcast. My name is Quincy Shis, and I'm here in picturesque Denry.
You could say that I'm one of the founding members or one of the movers and shakers when it comes to Denry segment music and just music on a whole here in St. Lucia.
Some people say that, you know, the beat and the rhythm is very good, but the lyrics is to be cleaned up.
At the end of the day, people will consume what they want to consume at the end of it all. But again, that is very much understood, being something that is pioneered right now and being celebrated as authentically St. Lucia. You don't want to bring across the vulgarity terms, if you want to call it that.
Right.
But at the end of it all, it's still identifiable or unique to our way of living or our life here on the island.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Game Changers podcast. My name is Contestants, and I'm here in picturesque Dennery. It's a beautiful location, and I have a even better guest. But I will let him tell a little bit about himself. Introduce yourself to my audience. So people might know your face, but might not know much about you. So we'll speak a little bit about that today. So tell my audience who you are.
All right, so my name is Jason Darius, better known in entertainment circles as Jamin. So I am a producer. I used to be in journalism or St. Lucia journalism for about 10 plus years. Did PR as well. And you could say that I'm one of the founding members or one of the movers and shakers when it comes to Dennery segment music and just music on a whole here in St. Lucia. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm a lot of things to a lot of people. I do video, graphic design, and a whole gamut of a bunch of other stuff. So that's what it is.
All right. So that's interesting. So what comes first for you, music or journalism or media?
That's like asking me to pick between like your two children. You can't
right, right.
But it's something that I first got into journalism because, again, I guess because of music.
Okay.
At first, when we actually started music, that was back in probably 2009 or something thereabout. So I linked up with a couple of artists from the Dennery, from the Valley Basin, guys with immense talent, immense possibilities. Again, just didn't have a platform, didn't have an outlet to record music to showcase their talent really and truly. So in helping them do that, I gained and acquired a bunch of additional skills, if you want to call it that. I learned to record, I learned to do graphic design, I learned to write. So with that being said, a little later on down the line, I started getting...
And just to speak in general sense, the ambition and the thirst and desire to want to develop themselves and to evolve, St. Lucia is wide open for education and for any kind of motivation in that sense. Businesses that want to help educate and share that knowledge with the kids, it's wide open audience for that. Just putting that out there.
Into radio and then eventually journalism, news reporting, and that's my passion. It's the same way that I tell the story of these young gentlemen. That's the same way I'm able to tell the story of what makes the headlines in St. Lucia. Yeah.
All right. So then what was the defining moment for you to know like this was something that you really wanted to do long term? Both of them, but let's focus on the music.
All right, so the music long term, I don't know, I guess it just kind of found me. You know, there's this gap like right after, you would say like right after school, like when you try to find yourself really and truly, and you're just trying to just dabble in whatever passions really work. At first it was graphic design. I installed Photoshop, deleted Photoshop instantly because that just was not working. But I eventually go back into it. But again, it's just finding like-minded individuals and just learning together and growing something, and that really what kind of developed the passion for music. For me, for journalism, I have to give an immense shout out to Miss Lovely St. Amy Joseph.
Yes.
That's when I started at NBC. I arrived at my interview and I was like, okay. At that time I was on radio already. I feel like I could have had like a really good speaking voice. It just needed a little bit of polishing and whatnot. Right. So as soon as I walked into the room, I got that script. I started reading, and the cadence and the flow, everything just needed a little bit of polishing.
Right.
So Lovely really just took my hand, guided me, worked with me, and after that, the rest is history. And just big up to everybody who kind of helped me along the way too.
Beautiful. And it's interesting that you have that story, because I have that story too as well. And people don't understand that,
fast forward here and get to the next topic.
The core of that point though, some people say that, the beat and the rhythm is very good, but the lyrics needs to be cleaned up to reach to a more international market. And
cleaning up lyrics, all right? So that's what we're looking at here, how the vocalists approach their art And in every culture, we have our own ways of expressing ourselves. So we have the hood way of expressing ourselves. We have, there's all the different genres, and you're gonna catch vulgarities. It's just a matter of culture. So let's see how they're approaching it.
Maybe to represent St. Lucia differently on the global stage. To that, what does Jason Darius say?
I mean, to each his own.
Okay.
At the end of the day, people will consume what they want to consume at the end of it all.
And there's going to be different types.
But again, that is very much understood, being something that is pioneered right now and being celebrated as authentically St. Lucian. You don't want to bring across the vulgarity touch, if you want to call it that.
Right.
But at the end of it all, it's still identifiable or unique to our way of living or our life here on the island. So, I mean, you kind of have to balance it in such a way. But again, you need to clean it up. You need to make it as marketable as possible.
Right.
And I think we've been doing a good job at that in recent times, more or less, because I think every year now there are Denry segment songs touching like the other hemispheres of the globe.
Right.
So that is something to be celebrated. So right now, yeah, we can use a little bit of work in terms of cleaning up the lyrics and making it more, how you say, palatable for some. Authenticity or that uniqueness of it all as well.
Right.
All right, and then to that point, it makes Denry segment so, I guess, so popular and what it is really. What part of it makes it? Is it? I mean, maybe some people might say the vulgarity is exactly what sells. Other people might say no, it's the rhythm, the beat. Maybe if the artists themselves. What would you say?
Denry segment is dance music. As soon as you hear that beat, you cannot help yourself. You have to move, you have to shift, you have to do something. At the end of it all, the artist and whatever subject matter it is that just kind of layers on that beat, as long as you could write that beat properly, have somebody like just catch them properly, yeah, that's what you have. Yeah, that's what you call.
You know what? That was probably the most well-rounded explanation of Denry segment music. And I have to agree with him, right? I have to agree with him. When it comes to the global stage, it's always good to clean it up a little bit, make it more presentable for the global audience, but not destroy the authenticity of what makes them Lucian. What makes us Lucian? What represents that segment, right? Denry segment, let's go. All right, let's see. What's next? We're going to see what people are thinking. Voice of the people. Does age matter? So a lot of times people look at this cultural movement in the United States, the passport bros movement, and often it's questioned, well, who are they dating? What's going on with dating? Are they dating too young? This, that, and the other, that kind of sort of thing. Well, let's look at this from a cultural perspective. Let's look at this from the Lucian perspective. What do the people think about age in relationships, right? So let's go with that. A little bit of insight into this. This is 30 minutes of them talking about this, by the way. This was a long interview, but we're just going to snip it up. We're just going to listen to a little bit of it. I think as with all of these Voice of the People interviews, we are going to catch some folks that are going to be speaking patois. I'll try to translate as we go along. They always mix a little English in as well. Let's have some fun, y'all. Let's see what they're saying. Voice of the People, Choice TV, St. Lucia.
Welcome to Voice of the People. Today's question is, does age matter in a relationship?
Lifespan pour faire love. C'est un limo là hier. On ne peut faire love ou pas faire love. C'est aussi one love le compagnie qui me caille oui.
All right, we start right off with patois.
Là c'est un limo. Just a lamb.
I don't think age matter. You understand? It's just about the person, getting to know the person. You understand? Because you can be a man up in age and you date a young girl and the relationship works. And you can be a man up in age and you date somebody, a age group, and it just not work. So it's just left to both personal opinion with that. But for me, I don't think age matter at all.
Okay. If I friendly to a younger person, you ask me like that, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if the person will have a problem with me, but I will not have a problem with it.
Oh! That's not even auntie, that's granny. Ooh, somebody get their granny.
Why?
Gentlemen, if you're looking for the granny.
Because God put us together to understand each. You understand? Yeah, Dudu. We have to understand the love. You have to understand the future.
What God gave you, you have to accept it. Because if it's a man 66 years you have to get married or friendly with, and you 30 or you, that have nothing to do with nobody. It's your choice. And nobody can tell you what to do. You should know what's good for you. And sometimes that's what God sent for you. So they can say nothing about it. And
Auntie said, shut the hell up.
to me, in that days, the young fellas not ready yet. The people in the 60s going up to the 70s.
You know what, sis? Yes, there is still, the passport bros is still a term that I see in thumbnails across the YouTube space. It's amazing. But gentlemen of average experience are traveling, and they're still using that name a culture, that name, that label. Messy, what's good, sis?
And if you hear this and then go on bend your back, go on bend your knees, baby.
Travel sis, my travel sis bestie, how are you this afternoon? What did you miss? Not too much, not too much. We talked about music and entertainment in the beginning. We talked about carnival culture, where it all started. Those Trinidad people, the Trinidad folks, the Trinidadians are the reason why we have this beautiful, beautiful celebration of Carnival. It was birthed there. And I mentioned the fact that Trinidad as well as Jamaica are two of the most magical places in the Caribbean for all of the culture that they have spread across the region in depth. No disrespect to each of our very beautiful and very rich in their own right islands, but historically, just your boy C.I.P. has this chill in his bones that those two places are the birthplace of some great culture. So shout out Trinidad. Otherwise, we're just kind of going around the island. We're doing a few little introspectives. We did a little bit on culture of the music. We're looking at what people are saying as far as age and relationships. We're going to round this out with talk of the security on the island, what the police are doing, right? Last week was not a very, very good vibe Sukkah Sunday, so we're getting away from that a little bit. But we're going to follow up and see what the police are doing to secure things around the island, what things look like in the progress they're making. And then we're going to talk about our carnival queens. All right, so let's go, y'all. Let's go. Auntie here says, it don't matter. It's the business of the people who are dating. Stay out of their business.
70s more ready than the young fellas. It's just to come eat and go. That's what they are there to do. So that is it.
A couple of years ago, I would say no, but then now I would say yes. The reason I would say yes, I think most times is if you have a choice. Love sometimes don't choose by age. You just choose because it's love. It just happened. But most times if you choose somebody within your age range, what happens? You grow together. It's better. But if there's a huge age difference, like a 20 or 15, at that point, I am not able to do a lot of stuff, and my partner is very young, and I have to deal with my illness and wonder where my partner is, and maybe the partner did not cater for that. You feel like you maybe taking care of your grandma or your grandpa. But however, for some instances, love breaks boundaries, and the person will be there for you throughout. So the key word there is love. But I think if you had a choice, choose somebody close enough. Because at one point I was dating somebody, I was 15 years older. And I say, hell no, I'm not crossing that bridge, because it was kind of scary. The fact that I'm older, and maybe when I'm not interested in doing certain...
Now, if he's dating women, I'm not so sure. But if he's dating women and he was dating a woman 15 years older, as a man, he would have to examine what he wants as well. Like if you want kids and you're dating a woman 15 years older, at my age, that's not going to work. But, you know, there's other considerations to be made as well. Man or woman? Curious.
Certain things the person might want to do that, and it's about complementing each other. So you need to have that strength to do stuff together, go for these walks together and stuff like that. Somebody will say, yes, there's wheelchairs, but sometimes what happens if you can't afford the wheelchair? So I think...
Yeah, he a drama queen. He's going too deep into this shit. If there are two people that trust and love and respect one another and have set the expectation that they're going to grow old together, doesn't matter the age difference, you've already set that expectation that you're going to see that person through to the end. Just in my mind. Just in my mind.
Sometimes if you have a choice, you can maybe look. There's a certain questions we have to ask when we're dating. I think people ignore it. It's afterwards realizing the person younger, because that's what happened to me. The person looked mature, but then they were 15 years younger. So age does matter for certain persons if you're mature enough to deal with it.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't matter with nobody. We got 18, 19, there's somebody 50. It makes no difference. That's life. You make your choice, I make my choice.
It doesn't. A relationship is about two people and understanding. So it doesn't matter what age you are, even if the woman is older or the man is older. It really doesn't matter to me.
Well, the disparity would be if I'm 80 and I have a 40-year-old girl or 20-year-old girl. So age matters because basically one person is going to be growing older faster.
Yeah, but that's an extreme, man. Why are you taking it to the extreme? If you're like within a 15-year age difference, I think that's acceptable.
Than the other. And I mean, I would not feel comfortable going out with a 25-year-old girl because I'm 63, right? So what I'm saying, there's some sort of a point where we have to find a balance because like in other countries where you have Muslims or whatever, for them it may be a different concept, but in St. Lucia, probably Dominica, wherever, Grenada, we have a sort of a balance of not more than 20-something years difference. But I think like age does matter because people are more mature and people are more immature and these things, but I'm not the God. I cannot judge. So I cannot say there's an answer to this, but I'm also saying that people should be more compatible in age and in mentality, in education, so it does matter. Because you don't want your daughter going out with a 40-year-old man and she's 16 years old, right? So we all know it doesn't matter.
No, there's boundaries.
So I think people should be a little...
Yeah, there's boundaries that you have. There's appropriate social boundaries.
Conscious about mating with something closer to their age group.
No, I don't think age matter in a relationship because what happened there, you just have to have respect to people and age does not matter in a relationship.
I would say it depends of the maturity of each person. An adult.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Here in America, we are suffering a frontal lobe epidemic where a lot of women don't have frontal lobes that are fully developed, even up to the age of 60, Vivica. But on the island, they look at it as maturity. Very nice. Very nice.
Could be less mature, and then a younger person could be more mature. It depends.
No, I don't think so. To be honest, I think love has no bounds. And two, I think if you're in a relationship and you're happy, there should be no barrier in terms of age. The other thing is in relationship, if you can take care of your partner, why should age be a factor in it? So no, I strongly oppose persons who believe a man should stick to a woman his age, vice versa, a woman sticking to a man her age.
Age does affect the relationship because it has to do with how healthy the person is. I mean, somebody in their 60s will not be as active, nor would they have the same perception as the other person. So their way of looking at life is differently. The way their bodies work would be different. Well, they cannot party like a young person. So age makes a difference. I don't know why that should be. It's obvious.
No, I don't think.
No, it's not obvious. It's what the person is willing to do, their lifestyle, and where the two people meet, what the two people want together. She sounded kind of lazy. She sounded lazy. I think she sounded lazy. That's just my opinion. Your boy C.I.P.'s calling shots.
really affects a relationship. Not at all.
And sis, let me go back. You're absolutely right, 10. You absolutely right. Just because you're up in age doesn't mean you're handicapped. Like the gentleman we saw that said he was 63, he looked like he was in pretty good shape. You even mentioned that. You know, it's all about how the lifestyle that the person's lived. And just because you have a health ailment doesn't mean you are to be abandoned. These people are immediately thinking, throw the person away. What are we doing? Are you not loving that individual? Is this not love? We are just throwing individuals away. If you love the individual, you're going to be by their side. Caring for another human is part of our journey. If you grew up in a family as a youth, you at some point were told to care for your younger brothers and sisters. Am I right or wrong? This is a natural part of our life. This is what binds us together. There was an older lady at the very beginning that said those exact words. It shouldn't matter what age. We are here because God wants us to bind ourselves together, man and woman. The two sexes over here on Culture Invasion, right? I said if she's 16 and he's 40, the family will mess up that. Yeah, that's not. See, there's cultural things that should be cultural norms that shouldn't be breached. That's an extreme one, right? You know what I'm saying? The examples they're giving are hilarious. Right, exactly. These examples are absolutely hilarious. I agree, sis. They keep giving the age 60, then age 14, and at 25. Right. These people are locked in their own minds. They're not looking at it any further, and they're looking at what they're willing to do or not do. These are unchanged individuals who won't evolve in a relationship with somebody. Individuals that I would say don't date. Don't go after these individuals. Don't date this kind of person. They don't have the right mindset for this. All right, let's go. We're going to spend a few more minutes on this, then we're going to break off.
According to the communication, the understanding, the love, you know, that's what really builds a relationship. It's not really about the age. Because I myself was in a relationship with somebody younger than me, and, you know, we have kids and stuff like that, and we were incompatible, you know what I mean? We once you have communication and respect, that's what a relationship really needs. It's built on respect, communication, and trust. And once you have that, it's smooth sailing.
It depends on the person too, eh? And it depends on if you really love the person and you're really there to support the person no matter what they do. Especially in their goal, if they have a goal, you're there because you're finding like, if your elderly lady go and check a younger man, he will not support.
Look at those two older people walking behind him. She's got a cane, she limping along. Grandpa's got a bad hip, he's limping along. They just look at him. The guy in the green shirt and the lady here in the white shirt with the blue pants. That's life. That's love. Two united people. I don't know if they're married or not, but they just look cute. They just two little old people, auntie and uncle, doing their thing together. That's what we are here for.
Your elderly lady go and check a younger man, he will not support her goal. Or if a younger guy go and check a elderly lady, not support her goal. So it's all about being there for the person and supporting the person, and love and trust. That's the main thing. So I don't really find it matters. Other people say it matters, but to me, I don't really find it matters.
No, it doesn't. It all depends on the individual, because you may find some young people who are very mature and older people who are immature. So
absolutely
basically,
facts.
it's how you feel with the person and how they make you feel. And as long as the relationship is worth it, then age is not, it doesn't matter.
I do, only it depends on if the person is younger, as long as they're mature. I think the more experiences that you go through in life, I think that builds you up. You can be old and still be immature if you haven't done anything, and you can be young and be quite mature because you've done a lot. So kind of, but not really. I think it's the experience and the maturity that matters most in the relationship.
Yes, I do think it does, because as we get older, one stays young, one stays old, and we're not compatible.
Not willing to change. Where's your husband, ma'am? Not willing to change. Not willing to grow, not willing to love, not willing. Everything's negative. No, because one's old, one's...
So I do think age matters.
No, I don't think so. Age is just a number.
Why?
We can, I would say, we can blend, doesn't matter your age. You can blend once you love the person and the person love you. To me,
There we
it
go.
doesn't matter.
There we
It
go.
all depends on who is younger. And as long as they're comfortable with the age of the person they're getting married to, I don't see they have a problem here. You see, a lot of people tend to think that you should have somebody about your same age, but I don't see that way. If I personally see an older woman and I feel attracted to her and she appeals to me, of course I'll go along. Why not?
The way I put it, if the person you're getting married is, to me, if the person is on the age, to me you should not marry to that person because the person is too young to get married. But on the next one again, age is just a number, in marriage. So if you are finding the relationship will work and you are almost the same age, they can work it out.
Age, no, it's all about the maturity. I mean, of course, you deal with people, vast age difference. In my case, 15 years difference.
Not
so it's all
bad.
about of the compatibility and, of course, the chemistry. Sometimes older is a little better.
Tradition accepts.
You hear that? You hear that, ladies? Sometimes an older man is a little better. Shout out, voice of St. Lucia. Yeah, he said an elderly lady. He was already elderly. Shout out, uncle. All right, y'all. What are the Royal St. Lucia Police Force doing regarding the spike in gun violence? Let's get into this. And then we're going to see what our Carnival queens are doing. A little reminder of who our current queen is, and the accolades that she's achieved. All right. What are the police talking about here? Let's see what they're talking. Let's let them cook. And hopefully it's good news for the community at large. Let's go.
St. Lucia Police Force has officially released its comprehensive crime analysis for the first 5 months of 2026, revealing a complex picture of the island's security landscape.
For the period January 1st to the 28th of April 2026, a total of 5,374 crimes were reported across the island in the 3 policing districts as follows. The Northern Division, 1,283 cases. The Central Division, 2,187 cases. And the Southern Division, 1,904 cases.
Between January 1st and May 28th, authorities recorded a total of 38 homicides across the nation, all of which are currently classified as murders. Law enforcement reveals that illicit firearms remain the primary catalyst for lethal violence on the streets.
For the period January 1st to May 28, 2026, a total of 35 homicides were recorded island-wide. Of the homicides, all 35 were classified as murders for the period under review. The majority of homicides during this period were firearm-related, and the firearms accounted for 69 cases. That is 24 out of the 35 cases. Stabbings, there were 9 stabbing incidents and 2 blunt force trauma incidents. To date, 17 of the 35 murder cases have been detected, representing a detection rate of 49%.
Property crimes and minor offences have dropped, with burglaries decreasing by 23% and sexual offences declining by 12%. However, gun crimes remain the exception, experiencing a steep double-digit increase compared to the previous year.
Firearm offences, a 22% increase from 93 cases in 2025 to 113 cases in 2026. Stealing from a motor vehicle, there's a 15% decrease from 28 cases to 21 cases. Stealing from person, a 13% decrease from 128 cases in 2025 to 111 cases in 2026. And sexual offenses, there is a 12% decrease from 58 cases in 2025 to 51 cases in 2026.
The RSLPF continues the crackdown on illegal guns with 30 firearms seized during the period January 1st to May 1st, 2026.
Of these, 25 are classified as lethal and 5 as less lethal weapons. The breakdown is as follows: 21 pistols, 1 shotgun, 3 revolvers, 1 flare gun, 2 air rifles, and 1 air pistol. For the period...
That makes me wonder what kind of regulations and rules they have around airsoft. Are there airsoft courses on the island? I wonder. Okay, anyway, just a side thought. Something your boy C.I.P. is going to look into for himself.
January 1st to May.
Trin, I see you, cuzzo.
Real bad man.
We're going to go back to Trinidad in just a second. I'm going to take a brief intermission after this report. We're going to go back to Trinidad because there's something I want to share with everybody again that arrived late to the stream. Team Replay, please, by all means, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Let's go.
28th, 2026, 25 firearm-related components were recovered as follows: 21 magazines, 1 backplate, 3 extended magazines, and a total of 447 live rounds and 6 non-live rounds were recovered.
Law enforcement indicated that strategic structural changes are also underway within the force to optimize police presence, ensure public safety, and crack down heavily on illegal firearm possession in the coming months. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
Thank you, Gina, for the wonderful report. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. But you guys see this in my feed here. Expert insights into St. Lucia's Fer de Lance pit viper. Yeah, we got vipers that are starting to come around. They're coming out of the forest. Development is probably scaring them. Mother Nature's doing what it does. And yep, they're chewing on people. So we got a little bit of a pandemic going on with the snakes. Anyway. More in the remote areas than anything, but yes, 1 fatality was recorded recently. So I believe they're working on getting anti-venom across the island to help people. We covered that maybe a week or 2 ago. Okay. Anyway, Trinidad. We're going back to Trinidad for a brief intermission. Just another recap into the beginnings of Carnival. All right? And the beginnings of Carnival. You guys are cheaters because you started this whole thing.
Before Notting Hill, before Rio, before Toronto, before Brooklyn, there was a plantation in Trinidad, and an act of defiance so quiet, so joyful that the colonizers never understood what they were watching. In the late 1700s, French plantation owners in Trinidad helped elaborate pre-Lenten masquerade balls, elaborate costumes, music, dancing, a farewell to the flesh before Lent. While the elite celebrated indoors, enslaved Africans were excluded entirely, so they built their own celebration outside the plantation gates. Enslaved Africans staged their own parallel carnivals, using their own rituals and folklore, imitating and mocking their masters' masquerade balls. They covered themselves in mud and ashes. They drummed, they danced, they kept their culture alive in the only space they were allowed to occupy. The darkness outside the party they were banned from attending. They used calypso to mock the slave masters and communicate with each other, stripped of all connections to their homeland and family and not allowed to talk to each other. They used music to speak. This became canboulé. The word comes from the French can brûlés, meaning burnt cane. It was a nighttime harvest festival characterized by drums, singing, dancing, chanting, and stick fighting. A celebration of survival, born in chains, built from nothing. When slavery was abolished in 1838, they took Carnival back from the colonizers permanently. Freed Africans poured their artistry and energy into Carnival, transforming it into a powerful expression of freedom. They moved it into the streets. They made it louder. They made it theirs. The colonial government panicked. In 1881, the colonial authorities passed laws banning African drums, an essential part of the carnival festivities. Police raided homes and confiscated drums. The people took to the streets in response. Can Brûlé riots erupted across Port of Spain, San Fernando, and Princetown. Many were injured, some were killed. The colonial authorities eventually backed down. The drums came back, but the people didn't stop there. Out of the restrictions on African music came one of the most extraordinary acts of cultural invention in history, the steel pan, the only acoustic instrument invented in the 20th century. Created by Trinidadian yards from discarded oil drums after the British banned African percussion. They banned the drums, so the people built new ones from the colonial master's own oil barrels and made them sound like nothing the world had ever heard. Meanwhile, in Brazil, enslaved Africans from the Congo and Angola gathered in secret. On rare Sundays, they weren't forced to labor. Led by Bahamian priestesses.
Yo, shout out. Mark Harris, how you doing, bro?
Real bad man.
No problem, bro. Team Replay. Catch the replay as you can, my friend. Plenty of content to keep you entertained over here. I know how it is. It's always good to see you drop in, though. That's for sure. Yes, sir, Pooh Man. We are 14 subs away from 600. We are looking 600. We are staring 600 dead in the face, bro. Dead in the face. Very soon, very soon. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a How Did I Get Here subscribers appreciation stream. Just open up the panel, just sit, hang out with y'all. I think it's time for us to do that. I think it's time for us to do that. How the hell did I get here? How did I start this shit? How did I get here? Miss Lauren Krause, I see you, sis. You gonna shake something for us, girl? Let's go. And Pooh Man, as always, bro, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you and all the hard work you do. Moderator extraordinaire. Cuzzo, that's right. Go check out Cuzzo, y'all. Subscribe to FDNHT. That is where you will find all kinds of conversation. And little flair from Trinidad. That's right, the island of Trinidad. Cuzzo, for a reason. He is from the homeland of Trinidad. All right, y'all. Oh, yeah, we can't forget her. We can't forget her.
And if you hear this sound, then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max.
Messy Mashawn. So subscribe to Messy as well. The links are in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the links are in the chat. Now let's finish up this beautiful, beautiful history, and then we're going to get into our Carnival Queens.
They sang, danced, and played music in circles. Their European enslavers considered it vulgar and banned it. The enslaved communities did it anyway. The circle became Standard de Roda, the foundation of everything that would eventually become the Rio Carnival. Samba originated with African slaves, almost synonymous with Brazil. More than 50% of Brazil's population is black or mixed race, and their ancestors built the very culture the whole world now celebrates. Every time they tried to silence it, something new was born. Banned from the party, they built a better one. Banned from the drums, they invented a whole new instrument. Banned from the streets, they followed them anyway. Carnival performers rebelled against the dehumanizing violence of slavery. Colonizers lacked the insider knowledge necessary to fully understand or participate in it. Carnival not only excluded the colonizers and refused their authority, it mocked their claims to power right in front of their faces. They built the greatest...
That's right. It was a mockery of the colonizers. That is the heart and soul of Carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that. And if you didn't know, now you know.
Celebration on earth from the ashes of slavery. So why does the world enjoy the party without knowing the people who built it? As always, be sure to follow for part 3.
And that was part 2, but that is the most thought-provoking portion of Mr. Danny Wonder's pieces. And I'm going to drop his link in the chat. There we go. Yeah, Pooh Man. Yeah, bro. You got to pull from all the good pieces of knowledge. You got to pull from all the pieces of history that we don't know, ladies and gentlemen. You have to filter through that, seek that knowledge, and build that bigger, better picture for yourself of where you came from, where our origins are. All right. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Who do we have here? Miss Emily Tisson. Miss Emily Tisson is the current reigning queen of the island. Absolutely gorgeous woman. Now, not only is Miss Tisson Carnival Queen, but she is also Caribbean Carnival Queen. So she, for the region, has earned the honor of being the queen for the region. Now, okay, with that being said, she will have to hand over the crown to the next queen. Carnival season is here, ladies and gentlemen, as we've been mentioning all episode long. And with the new Carnival season comes a new panel of woman and a woman and a woman and a rum. Excuse me. Sorry. Correction. Sorry. Of 9 beautiful, talented, just top of the line, elegant women of melanated complexion, I might add. So let's take 3 minutes, a little reminder of who these lovely ladies are. Then we're going to see what they've been up to, some of the fun they've been having. And then we're all going to go home for the afternoon. We're going to go off to our adventures for the afternoon, and we're going to enjoy our day. All right. So the lovely 9 ladies. Recap. Let's go.
A total of 18 young ladies auditioned for a coveted place in the National
Out of 18, 9 made it to the finals. Let's go.
Carnival Queen pageant, each bringing their own blend of confidence, poise, and personality to the stage. National Carnival Queen Show Committee Chair Trevor King say selecting the final contestants was no easy task, noting that each year the caliber of applicants continues to rise. According to them, the 2026 cohort stands out for their intelligence, stage presence, and overall preparation.
18 contestants vying to be part of this year's National Carnival Queen. 18,
what's up, Trevor?
That's a good number. So you see, we have a lot of young ladies out there who are ready to take up that mantle, to come out there and ensure that they do their best for you.
This year's pageant also came with a notable change. The age limit for participation has been raised from 25 to 27 years old, allowing a wider pool of young women to take part in the prestigious competition.
I am 26-year-old Eudoxia Polya from Deriso, Miku. I consider myself to be humble, disciplined, and...
Team Doxy, let's go! That's right. We're Team Doxy over here. I do have 3 favorites, but Doxy is my favorite.
Self-driven.
She's top.
What inspired me to pursue the National Carnival Queen pageant? I wanted to do this journey to develop myself more and also to inspire others to follow their dreams.
I am a lover of the arts. I am a dancer. I advocate very deeply for the empowerment of young women, and I'm also an academic, a scholar.
I believe that pageantry is a platform that focuses on development, and it is generally
18, 18, not 80. Yeah, 18. But even still, 18 contestants. It's a small island, about 180,000 individuals on the island. So out of 8 representing the different regions of the island, that's a pretty big number in and of itself. And they had to whittle it down to that. So
a platform for a display of national pride.
If I am successful at the National Carnival Queen pageant, one cause that I would advocate for is women in STEM, specifically women in mathematics and St. Lucia. But one thing I want to encourage is more involvement.
I want to be a performer. I want to step out of my comfort zone. I want to be more confident in myself and be more articulate. So I believe that this will help with that process.
Lending my voice to a very important platform, which is my platform of sexual rights and education, because too often our communities are neglected, our children are sent into a world where they're not prepared, and we need to face this head on.
I'm actually quite new to pageantry, but from what I've seen is that there's a lot of training that leads to better self-discipline.
Darrell, she's another winner.
Of just general growth.
Beyond pageantry, I would love to advocate for our youth, especially our entrepreneurs.
King is calling on the public to rally behind the young ladies as they enter this new phase of their journey and prepare to deliver a stellar performance at this year's pageant.
So support them, Encourage them, cheer them on over the next 4 months, and see you in July for the National Carnival Queen for 2026.
Simone Darrell Dubois, Adele Montoute, Darlene Francis, Jeanette Rameau, Nyla
Darlene.
Lewis, Faith Edward, Sydney James, and Eudoxia Polio. With
Doxy.
months of training and preparation ahead, organizers say these 9 contestants are poised to deliver an unforgettable spectacle as they take the stage in a dazzling display of talent, elegance, and fierce competition for the coveted National Carnival Queen crown. Chelsea Austinay, NBC Prime.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. These lovely ladies are the contestants. So they've been doing some little activities across the island, not only stopping to visit the schools on a tour across the island, to bring the celebration of Carnival to the children, but our lovely ladies have been participating in their own events versus one another to build the camaraderie, the teamwork. Yes, they absolutely are. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are building the camaraderie amongst the women and the teamwork and working together to improve themselves and evolve and have fun. And of course, celebrate. So first up, they did a lights, camera, shop event. Kind of like a Devil Wears Prada meets, I don't know, The Runway. So that kind of thing. Let's see what the ladies are up to.
I'm feeling fab, I'm feeling free, I feel exceptionally. Hate all you want, but I'm dangerous, you're gonna burn your...
Hello ladies, welcome to Shop the Senses.
Wait, I'm coming to you. This paparazzi routine, I came to be seen. Yes. Serve a little sass, yes. With a little side of, yes. Got the front row screaming, okay, okay, yes. Do a little twirl, yes. Let them know I'm that girl, yes. Monday through Sunday, I can turn the dance floor into a runway. Monday through Sunday, I can turn the dance floor into a runway. Monday through Sunday, I can turn the dance floor into a runway. I can turn the dance floor into a runway. Tell them make room, my body's the entree. I can turn the into a...
Let's go. Look at these ladies, y'all. Look at them. I'm telling you. I got pride in 2 different ways. I've got the American pride and I've got the Lucian pride, and I've never been more proud than when I see these lovely ladies out here strutting everything they got. Let's go. Absolutely gorgeous. There's not a person that can deny that. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're going to represent the island very, very well. Very, very well. What else we got here? Oops. All right. This is pretty much the final piece. Again, we're not going to be here all afternoon. We're just checking in to see what our lovely ladies are doing. Can I make this full screen? No, I can't make it any bigger on the screen for you guys. So we're going to see what they're doing, rock out with them. Now, this one is absolutely awesome. This is an absolutely awesome piece. This is them playing Mario Kart. I'm loving this. So let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Trini Pride, man. Trini Pride, Caribbean Pride, man. It's Soca Sunday. I celebrate everyone. I may be Lucian, and I may be focusing on my pride today. But it's all of us, all diaspora, all represented. Off topic, C.I.P. I completely forgot about Aladdin's real story. I haven't heard it in years. Yes, Pooh Man. Yes. That is for another stream. We will get to that for sure, my G. But the dark side, the grim side of fairy tales and fantasy that we have manipulated, that is a very, very interesting conversation, man. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, man. Community service is important for public figures. All 9 are very important. Yeah, absolutely. And the contestants have varying goals that service the community in different ways. And that alone is admirable. That alone is admirable, from everything from mathematics to marine biology. I mean, these ladies have an extensive amount to contribute. Absolutely. 20 people can watch. I'm gonna let y'all just talk about that in the chat. All right, y'all, let's go. Okay, so what they did was a grand tour. All right. So this is Miss WMB Events and Rentals 2026. So WMB Events and Rentals, shout out to y'all. What they did was a little Mario Kart magic and team building for the beautiful, 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 beautiful ladies. Let me refresh this right quick. 1 second. All right, let's go.
WMB Events and Rentals, the community of Miku, would like to welcome you all to an event. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. I'd like to say all of you look amazing.
That is adorable. Look, I'm a gamer at heart. I've been a gamer since I was 8 years old. Mario Kart, it will forever be in the stash of games. Y'all, come on, man. This is adorable. Look at these beautiful ladies. Let's go.
Our next activity, we have a coin hunt. All right, so we're collecting coins. Whoever has the most coins at the end of all the activities wins.
That's right. We team Luigi and team Toadette. Let's go.
If you're able to leave your feet in the pond for 2 minutes, you earn 3 coins. Whoever can skip the stone or rock across the body of water the furthest will win 10 more coins.
Hey, Mario!
This part of today's activities is trivia.
What a day it has been! Our undefeated champion of today, just today, is Miss Toadette!
Oh, my baby won, Doxy. Let's go, girl. I did not watch it to the end. My baby girl won. Let's go. Hey, y'all, let's watch that again. Replay. Let's go.
WMB Events and Rentals, the community of Miku, would like to welcome you all to an event. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. I'd like to say all of you look amazing. Our next activity, we have a coin hunt. All right, so we're collecting coins. Whoever has the most coins at the end of all the activities wins. If you're able to leave your feet in the pond for 2 minutes, you earn 3 coins. Whoever can skip the stone or rock across the body of water the furthest will win 10 more coins.
Hey, Mario!
This part of today's activities is trivia.
Absolutely adorable, y'all. Absolutely adorable. And of course, that's right. Not only in Mikud, where it took place, but the Mikud girl won. Let's go! Baby girl Doxy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Soca Sunday. That's all I got for you for Soca Sunday today. I wanted to update you on what the queens were doing on the Carnival contestants. The contestants, they can't all be queen. They can't all be queen. We may want them all to be, but they can't all be queen. On what the contestants are up to, on what's going on the island, and of course a little bit of culture, a little bit of music, entertainment. All right, y'all. I want everybody to please have a wonderful and safe afternoon. All right? Get out there. Pooh Man, you know what? You have been doing an absolutely awesome job this afternoon, man, and I appreciate you for everything you have done, my G. Absolutely. 10 Veils, go subscribe to her as well. Pooh Man has been dropping all the links in the chat this afternoon of all the content creators. You guys as content creators, when you come over to my channel, you have the ability to drop your own links. You simply have to type exclamation, followed by the word invasion, exclamation INVASION, and it will drop your link if you are a content creator. Come over here and subscribe, chat, be part of the community, interact, engage. I will give you a mod stick. You can then promote your own channel and what it is you do here in the space. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for building the community. I'm here to support you. Doesn't matter if you are diaspora, Lucian, American, wherever you may be. All right, it's all about the community. Today was Soca Sunday. I thank you so much for being here, for enjoying what I have to share with you. Touch grass. Touch grass. You said it, sis. You said it. You said it. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. You are most welcome. LC. Stop by anytime, sis. Hang out. Team Replay. Team Replay. Y'all already know the drill. Like, subscribe. Ring the bell next to the subscribe button. That little bell lets you know when the shows are going to be on schedule. All right. Next month has the Mermaid Parade. Yeah, I know. You know what? I haven't heard anything about the photo convention, and I didn't mention this in my Insomnia stream the other night, but I haven't heard anything about the photo convention. If I get a date on the photo convention, I very well may be stopping in New York for that. I don't know if it's going to coincide with the Mermaid Parade. I would love to see that again. That is a prime opportunity to take some great photos, but we'll see. We'll see how my schedule also permits me, right? There's always the time, money, time thing. When you got the money, you don't got the time. When you got the time, you don't got the money. So it's always that juggling act. And I'm still under the evil rule of the 9 to 5. So, all right, y'all. All right. Thank you, 10 Veils. Thank you, sis, for the reminder of the Mermaid Parade. Y'all, in the meantime, like she said, touch grass. Go touch grass. Off topic again. Here we go. Y'all just tearing up the chat. Here we go. Off topic again. Probably another good show topic would be the top 5 games for every console, starting with the Sega Genesis. I could take it back to the Atari. I could take it back to the Commodore 64. They weren't game systems, though, so we can concentrate only on game systems. Top 5 games, each generation per system. That's a good one, my G. That's a good one.
Real bad man.
That's a good one. Y'all gonna keep me here all afternoon, and your boy C.I.P. got some things to do. Plus, I got the bike back there. I'm gonna go take that out for a little bit and just ride around the neighborhood, dodge 2,000-pound vehicles, but get my workout on. All right, y'all. Everyone have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy yourselves. Little Denry segment as we go out. All right. I might change it up. We'll see. Little outro music. One love, y'all. Peace. DJ
keep it up one time. Easy them is creeper. My new mash up the slipper. She whining back so I go keep her. 10 out of 10 so look the sticker. Man thing, easy them is creeper. My new mash up the slipper. She whining back so I go keep her. 10 out of 10 so look the sticker.
Let me talk, Momo. I tell you, you think you need that new guy? I tell you, you think you need that new guy? You know everybody talk Momo already. You know when you talk Momo, let me tell you. You think you need that new guy?
You on your horse too. Bust it down. You ready? Take out your foot. Take out your place it down on the ground. Now take 2 steps back. I want you to turn around. Okay. Arch your back. Look back and you position. Now crisscross and you walk with it. Halfway like now show me it. Yeah, baby. Back down. Back down. Back down. Back down.
Say get there. There's a brown girl who's my little child. And there's a white girl who's my little child. Well, tonight I go with those wedding. With my boots and thing. There's a brown girl who's my little child. And there's a white girl who's my little child. Well, tonight I go with those my little
DJ Portmore, mad for the girls.
With my fishing rod and like as I go with fishing. When I reach on the scene, any pretty girl I see. Could have be tall or short or big or could even be slim. I put in city boys up tonight. I eat your back tonight. When I finish drink my ponty and my coke tonight. I put in city boys up tonight. That girl get him knocked tonight. When I finish drink my Campari tonight. Hey, I go in my back shot. Then I give in your back shot. Shabin get it knocked. The black girl get it knocked. I go in my back shot. Then I give in your back shot. 2 turn. The Shabin get it. Move it on.
They like to see the bum bum talk, but when the bum bum talk, they talk. You know how to make it shake, not stop, and move clockwise like hands and clock. Do something to shake them up. Something to wake your head up. If you got error, raise up. It's short and go fucking top. It's ha ha.
Give them a giggle.
Ha ha.